Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting Radio. EB Radio. EB Radio. Your station for empowerment presents Mom Boss Talk Radio, a show that brings real life, real moms, and real experiences to empower mom bosses everywhere to be ambitious, highly driven, fierce, fabulous, and fearless. Mom Boss Talk Radio begins now.
Welcome, Mom Bosses from all over the world. It is the fourth Thursday of the month, and that means it's time for another great discussion with the Mom Bosses. We are really happy and excited that you are joining us. This show is three Mom Bosses bringing you real life, real experiences to empower you as a mom boss. I am Jerisha Moore-Smith, and I am the CEO and owner of Empower on Purpose, Envision Broadcasting Radio Station, and Mom of Four.
I'm Kiana Morgan, owner of Mental Massage LLC, mom of three wonderful girls.
And I am Monietta Hamilton. I am the owner of La Lord Couture, an online boutique that not only helps you with your fashion, but also helps with mental health. So, ladies, OMG, today's topic is something that we all kind of are trying to, either we have it figured out or we're still trying to figure it out, and that's how to balance being a mother on top of all the other things that we have going on in our lives. So today, like for me, I'm still trying to learn how to balance everything. I'm just going to be completely honest. I don't have it together, okay? I'm trying to figure it out day by day, okay? I've tried the planners. I've tried writing things down. I've put it in, my phone calendar, and it helps for a moment for me, and then, I kind of get off track. But my question to you ladies, because Jerisha, I watch you all the time, and you have the most impeccable balance that I see, okay? And that's just for me looking from the outside, okay? But how do you ladies balance being a mother, a boss, and all the other hats that you have to wear?
My goodness. So it's so funny that, you say that I seem to, really have a good, idea of how to balance everything. And, I will just say this, that the fact of the matter is that it appears that I am balancing very well is amazing. I will say that I do feel like I do okay. But at the end of the day, we are, my goodness, we're wearing so many hats as moms. We are out there building businesses. We are raising kids. Some of us are in school. We have work. We have so much. So we're wearing all of the hats, literally. And so we think that we have to balance it all. And I'll tell you that the way that I feel, we don't have to have it all together all the time. So that's where, where it may appear as though I have it all together all the time. Honestly, I don't. There are days it's like, you know what, and I'm sure you ladies can attest to this. It's like, I don't even feel like doing anything. We get into those, those moods, those moments, and like, you know what, I just want to crawl back in the bed and just I have those days. And just not do anything.
I have those days.
Not do anything. And I think that's okay. I think that's where we have to give ourselves permission to be able to say, you know what, today is the day that I'm not feeling it. At the same time, as moms, I think that when it comes down to, really looking at how to balance our time, and I say that balance very lightly, we have to look at a few things. So, and I'll say for me, when it comes down to trying to balance my life with kids, family, work, business, and everything else, for me, I utilize a planner. So planner, I'm very much intentional about the things that I'm doing every single day. So intentional on those things. Yeah. But that's also looking at, your intentionality for each day and saying, okay, these are the things I'm going to focus on, and whatever I don't get done, it's okay. And then also my schedule, so my planner is like, it's everything to me, from planning appointments to planning meetings to planning time for self-care and everything else. Everything has an appointment, even from the standpoint of my kids. So we have in my office, I have a big whiteboard calendar that we keep different activities and everything on there. So, for the month, we'll put different things up on Post-its. So for instance, for this month, we're looking at going to see some of the Christmas lights. And that is something that gets scheduled. So it's a matter of, at least for me, it's being intentional about the things that I need to do throughout the day. And whatever gets done is amazing. Whatever doesn't get done, it's okay. Mm-hmm. I just think that for me, it's really all about being intentional and giving yourself permission to say, you know what, if you recognize that you need to do better with your time, then, take the steps to do that. But for me, I truly think that it boils down to being intentional and then also managing our time better, So that is for me. How do you manage your time? Or how do you balance your time, I should say, Kiana?
Well, one thing that has definitely been a game changer for me is getting up earlier. I'm on the whole 4 a.m. schedule now, and just to, like you said, being intentional with your time, I noticed that getting up earlier, I'm getting so much more accomplished throughout my day. And like you said, I'm trying to, fine-tune my schedule and get in a routine. But, like I said, just getting up earlier and getting through that checklist that I have for myself for the day. And, it's like by noon, to see how much I've accomplished and how much more free time, well, I shouldn't say more free time because I don't think that exists, but, more time to do other things that I know I need, that I need to be doing as far as that family time, reaching out to clients, getting up at 4, it's not like I'm really interacting with clients or, things like really outside. It's more my internal work that, only I can do or that can be done outside of business hours. I try to, schedule my day in that order, based around, business hours, honestly. And that's been very helpful for me. I know that's been the biggest thing I've noticed since, just starting that earlier wake-up time.
I can say for sure that I am, for one, you guys motivate me so much to try to get things, because I kind of watch, and I can always admit my shortcomings of like, okay, I'm not the best at certain things. And if I can see someone that is killing the game, even if they don't see that they're killing it, it kind of motivates me and pushes me to like, okay, it is possible. And like you were saying, I had to kind of let myself be okay with if it doesn't get done, it just doesn't get done. Because I was always in the mindset of I have to, trying to figure, okay, I have this much time in the day, I have to get this done, and if I didn't get it done, it was more of a self, I wasn't happy with myself. It's like, okay, what did I do to take myself off of this schedule? But now it's like, something, I have so much on my plate that my plate is overflowing that it's okay if something doesn't get done this week, okay? It can happen next week. So, with that, figuring out a great schedule with my kids and, with work and building a brand and working a second job, it's like, okay, you got this. I have a goal. So everything I do is going to be tailored to hitting my goals. And if I don't hit it, that's okay. It's like, what do they say, the journey. I just like the journey. You know, I like to see the progression and what I've done so far. It's like, okay, just a little bit more, and I'll get to that point. But I just want to say you both motivate me so much to get on my A game a little bit more. I can say that much.
Good. I truly think that we have to, when it comes down to just the balancing act, if you will, I think that we really have to look at our own life and what makes sense for our own life. Because I don't think that, this whole balancing act is like a one-size-fits-all. So what may work for you is not going to work for me, and then, it may not work for Kiana as well. Yeah. And so, yes, the 4 a.m., we can get up at 4 a.m. and be killing it. I don't get how y'all do it. I am not a morning person, okay? I'm a night owl. I will stay up until 4 in the morning, but I can't get up until 4 in the morning. So I applaud y'all.
It takes a lot of discipline, because that's my problem a lot of the time too, Monyetta, is that I'm up later than I, realistically need to be to keep up that 4 a.m. because then it's like by 1, 2 o'clock sometimes I'm like, I need a nap. And I'm not a nap person. I've never been a nap person. So, sometimes it's a lot of discipline. It's not, it's discipline. Definitely discipline. But the funny thing is, if I wake up at, say, 7 o'clock, I feel like I've slept half my day away, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm behind. Yeah. And so, it's like sleeping in, that doesn't work for me now, that I've started that schedule.
Yeah, that struggle is real. It's funny because Monyetta's like, listen, the struggle is getting up at 4 o'clock. but once you start getting up at 4 o'clock and you happen to sleep in, that is the struggle, is looking at your day and saying, how in the world, it's 7, 8 o'clock, like I have missed all these hours. It literally throws you off. I know it sounds funny, it sounds weird, but I promise you, it throws your whole day off. Yeah, it completely throws your whole day off. But I wanted to also bring something, just to attention of our listeners, because at the end of the day, one thing that we really need to think about when it comes down to this balancing act is the fact of we have a good support system. So I think it's really good to have that support system, to help you. So whether it's a husband, whether it's grandparents and all of that, boyfriend, whoever it may be, friends, having a good support system to help you through, even if from a business standpoint, you think about the whole point of wanting to build a team in your business and having an assistant and having, this person that's going to help you. It really, when it comes down to balancing, you can't try to do it all by yourself. Like, we know this. So any of those mom bosses that are out there listening, we need you to, one, take a deep breath, and then have to think, because you cannot do it all by yourself, okay? If you have been doing it all by yourself, I know that each one of us can tell you that it truly takes a team. It takes a great support system, and, so it does. So speak to how the support system has helped for both of you ladies.
Well, for me, I can say that because my kids are a little older, they kind of help me with everything that I need to do. So I don't have babies. So, my daughter just turned 13, whoop, whoop. And I got a teenager now. And she's very, very helpful. She is she's my right hand when it comes to pretty much anything. She helps with the housework. My husband, he tackles the homeschooling aspect while I work. So we're trying to get a decent schedule. My son, he's, coming into his own and, trying to pull his weight around. So everyone's trying to learn their their role and trying to see what they can do to alleviate all of the weight that's on mommy. So, you know, everybody is trying to play their part the best way they can, and I really appreciate it. You know, like you said, you can't really do anything, you know, and if you are doing it by yourself and you're handling it, kudos to you, you know, because it is hard, you know, even with a team sometimes. So just you doing it by yourself, keep going, keep pushing, take your necessary breaks. Do not push yourself to the limit, okay? That's just a word for anyone who's doing it by themselves. And, you know, but like you were saying, a team definitely, in any type of support, even if it's just a little support, really does help you mentally and physically, you know, get that, you know, that negative stuff off of you, because sometimes you feel like giving up, and just that little bit of support is like, no, you got this. We got your back. Let us be here if you need to rest. Okay, we got your back.
Yes. What about you,
Now, I was just getting ready to say, I definitely agree with everything that Monyetta said, but I will tell you, for the longest, I have a hard time asking for help. I felt like, you know, these are my kids. These are my responsibilities. I'm not asking nobody, you know, this is my responsibility. Let me carry this, you know, by myself. And, you know, and then just that guilt of, you know, being a mom boss, you know, like you said, we're running businesses, we're wearing all these hats, and it's like, well, no, you know, don't let me, you know, I'm not going to call and ask, you know, for help. Let me try to, you know, fill that time in myself, you know, because it was a guilt thing, you know, and I'm like, yeah, or even a jealous thing, you know, when when they're with my mom, and it's like, oh, well, I want to be there, I'm missing out. So, you know, even finding that balance, you know, the struggle is real. That's all I got to say. The struggle is real.
Yes, it is. But you know what, though? I think there are some really, really good, you know, there's some, at least, y'all know I love resources. So I think there's some really good resources out there. And I want to share one with the listeners, because this is something that I utilize to kind of help me get my life together besides a planner. And I have several planners. I know both Monyetta and Kiana can attest to that. Don't judge me.
No judgment here.
Right, goals. Hashtag goals.
I know.
No, I'm obsessed, okay? My kids and my family will tell you that it is, I love planners anyhow. But, it's aside from my planner. It is the app Trello. And so I use Trello. I love Trello. I know, again, this is one of those things that may not be for everybody, but it is, if you utilize it to help you, if you're electronic, you know, very much, you know, techie and want to really get your life in order through that, it can truly help you from all aspects, from your, you know, your personal life, from your business and everything else. So I love that app. So I just wanted to throw that out there so that the listeners, if you're utilizing Trello, if you used Trello back in the day, years ago, and forgot about it, you might want to start using it again. If you're looking to really, you know, help, something that's going to help you, you know, truly balance and organize and plan your life and your business and all of that. So I would highly recommend that. Is there any resources that you all may use, you know, a planner or anything that may be helpful for sharing to the listeners?
I don't personally have a planner. I should use Trello for my personal, because I know we use it, you know, for the business side, but I should try to use it for personal. But most of the time, I just utilize my calendar and my alarm, and I just start putting everything. I'll have like 8 things in my alarm, and just so that way I can kind of know, keep track of all my time, and then put stuff into my calendar. But nothing really like too special for me. I would like a pretty, like, colorful one, a nice little organizing system that's pretty, maybe gold. Maybe I'll use it because it looks pretty. I don't know, but that's what I tend to do, is just my alarm and my calendar. So.
Good stuff. I mean, that's good. What about you, Kiana?
Definitely. Well, see, I'm in the middle, in between both of you. I have the planners. I just don't put stuff in them. That's my problem. I don't stop long enough to put it. I'm like, oh, I'll remember that. Or, you know, a Google alert tell me. Or, so, yeah, I see, Monietta, I have the planners. I just don't use them. So, you know, don't fool yourself into thinking because you get pretty calendars, I mean, and planners. No, that does not, well, I'm going to speak for myself. That has not been the case. But, you know, with my schedule getting, you know, more and more hectic, I am seeing, you know, where they are, you know, can be great. And, you know, I am starting to get my whole little outline together and into the book, and then carrying them with me, because I'm bad about putting stuff in my planner, and then I leave and don't have the planner with me. So so it's levels to this planner stuff.
I do that with store lists. So when I make a store list, it'll be complete, and then I get to the store, I'm like, oh, I forgot.
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you, I've started taking pictures of my store list in my phone because I do that too. You know, I do good to make a list. Then I leave it at home. So, now I'm taking a picture of my list that I know I'm 9 times out of 10 going to forget or misplace by the time I make it to the store. And at least I have a screenshot of it, you know, in my phone. So,
okay, you hear that, listeners? That is a tip, okay? Moms, take pictures of your list so you don't forget the list.
Exactly. Because, you know, we don't leave the house without our phone. You know, that's one thing we're not going to forget, and whatever else. So, you know I know I have it in there.
That's right. That's right. That's so funny.
So, ladies, I have a... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, because I was getting ready to segue right in.
I was just getting ready to ask y'all as far as, well, it's Thanksgiving. You know, look, us mom bosses, we're still in work mode, so happy Thanksgiving, ladies, and our holidays, you know, to those who don't celebrate that. But we all, or a majority of us, will be in the stores tomorrow or online. And I just wanted to ask, with us talking about the whole balance and, you know, our schedules, do you ladies feel like you overcompensate with gifts for your kids? You know, that guilty feeling of not being there or being too busy or, you know, missing that one event that, you know, we didn't make it to or whatever. How do you ladies handle that? Or do you feel like you do that with your kids?
Yes, I do. I think, okay, because I'm not home like I would like to be home. I'm working 2 jobs. I'm trying to build a business, and everything I'm doing is with the intention of them in mind, their future, securing their future. And when I'm not here, I definitely feel like I'm missing so much. And so if I go to the grocery store and, you know, I'm on a budget, but if I can get him some candy or, you know, get him a little toy or something, it's like, you know, it kind of, I know it doesn't, you know, fill the void. It feels like I'm doing something. It just makes them, like, to let them know, you know, I love you, and everything I'm doing is for you. Don't be, you know, upset with me for not being there. Even though I know they're not upset with me being there, but it's just, you know, being a mom, you want to see every step or every milestone your children go through, no matter if they're 1 or 13, you know, even 21. You want to know and see what they're doing. And so that, you know, for me, some little gifts, and I get them quite often. I get them stuff quite often that they don't need, but I get it. But it just kind of, you know, it's just like my token of love for them. Even though I give them hugs and kisses, you know, it's just like, okay, here you go. You know, so I understand. I see where you're going with that. You know, my intention is pure, no matter, you know, or when I get it.
Right.
So I think I handle things probably a little bit differently as a mom trying to just balance life and business and everything else. So my kids, they, of course, like all of our kids, they don't want for anything. But at the same time, when they have those wants, they know that I am going to supply everything that they need. But the wants, they have to earn money to get the wants. So that means, whether it's they're going to do something, their regular chores, that's what they have to do. But, they understand that we all have to play a role and a part as a team. So they have different tasks that they have to do or jobs that they do to earn money for those things. So I generally, of course, because we are approaching, or shouldn't be say approaching, we are in that season, they have a couple of, they have a list that they'll go through and write down a couple of things that they're looking to get. But I won't, I stick very much to that, and they know that if there's anything else outside of that, they need to earn it and get it themselves. So that's what we kind of do. We've done that for years. And my oldest is 22. He has a job. He has a job within my business that he has to work to earn money.
Oh, nice.
And so, they just know, like, they're not going to come to me and say, Mom, especially if they know it's not some kind of special occasion. If I say special occasion, as in some kind of holiday, birthday, anything else. And not to say, because I don't want to come across like I'm just out here not getting the kids anything, because they do get stuff. But my kids know that they know that when Mom buys stuff on sale, they know that it has to be seller clearance, because that's just what I do. I'm a bargain shopper. But at the end of the day, they have to earn it, and they appreciate it so much more when they have earned the money for it. And they're, I want to spend my money. Oh, by all means, please. You've earned it. You have the money. So they know that even if we're in the store or even around this time, they'll send me things on like, oh, could you get this from Amazon? And, I want to use my own money. I'm like, perfect. Yeah. You want it, it's yours. So that's how we do. Here as far as, with the kids when it comes down to things. Now, that's how I work. We very much know the grandparents are totally different from that. They want something, they get it. So, what about yourself, Kiana? How does that work for you?
See, this is my problem. I'm definitely like Manietta. If I'm in the store, I tell people all the time, my kids don't even have to be with me. It's like they mentally have me trained, that when I'm in the store, go check the clearance. Don't let it be something that, But I will say that I am very intentional with my gifts. Now, and see, that's where my problem is, because I feel like, this is something you're learning, so go ahead and get it. It's okay, which it is in one aspect, but at the same time, it's not necessarily sometimes things that they need or right then and there. I will say I've been very fortunate that none of my kids have ever thrown tantrums in the store. And my oldest, she's 22, and she's like, Mom, we are, you spoil us. I'm like, no, you aren't spoiled. You're just loved, and so I make up excuses to buy things. Sometimes it's out of guilt of not being there, or, like I said, I make an excuse to, purchase something that doesn't necessarily have to be purchased right then and there. But I feel that when I do spend money, it's on intentional gifts, so I excuse it or, give myself a pass in that sense. Regardless if it's just fueling their passion or supporting my oldest daughter. She has her own businesses. So, sometimes me just making purchases through her businesses to support on that level. So like you said, she's earning her own money and not coming to me. Not that really stops that, but, in my mind, it's like, okay, well, yeah, let me do this. And, then I'm not doing the opposite. But, that's really been my experience when, it comes to that type of, gift giving and just spoiling.
It's funny that because Jerusha, you said that, they work for their money. And my son, he has actually, I think the past 6-7 months, he's been the main child who's like, Mom, I want to work for my money. I'm going to go to Grandma's. She wants me to, cut the bushes. I'm going to cut the bushes. I want my own money. I want to earn my own money. So he's finding creative ways or trying to figure out ways for him to make his own money. And I told him, I'm like, hey, I'll give you X amount of money for, doing X, Y, and Z. No, that's okay, Mom. I want to work for it. Oh, okay. Okay, he wants to get hands dirty and work, okay? Yes. So I'm like, for one, I never expected that. But it's a pleasant surprise. He has this work ethic in him that's coming out very strong for an 8-year-old. So, I'm very, very happy with him. Now, the older one, she'll leave her money at home and like, can I get something? Like, don't you got money? Like, oh, I forgot it at home.
Don't you love it?
But she'll be working for me. I told her she will be working with me, and once everything starts picking up a little more with the business, she will be working with me and earning her keep. So, yeah, I like that.
Yes, absolutely. It's good. It's good. This is so good. It really is. So, man, I hope that you all truly enjoy, and I'm talking to you two ladies, I truly hope you enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving, and we all hope that all of the mom bosses out there enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving. We are so glad that you tuned in today, where we talked about the balancing act, and we talked about, just those times that we're definitely in and purchasing gifts and all of that for our wonderful children. So we are mom bosses on a mission to empower moms all over the world. Mom bosses, please remember to be ambitious, highly driven, fierce, fabulous, and fearless. You are making moves, and you got this.
Thank you for joining us on Mom Boss Talk Radio. Follow each of the Mom Bosses on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you love Mom Boss Radio, visit the website at www.envisionedbroadcasting.com. We'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give a review on iTunes. Until next time.